This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
Yesterday we talked about the 12-year-old that went to Adelaide on his own. So
Got on the flight, off he
left
went.
home, made his way to the airport, got on a flight, landed in Adelaide, went to visit. There's more on the story.
Family, he said.
More on the story. Turns out, Mum
Yeah.
was on the flight,
No.
but she didn't know the kid was on the flight. So
So he followed her, but
yes, but he went first. So she was going
Yeah.
to gather round, Sean.
okay.
So she's going to Adelaide for gather round.
Yeah.
The kid,
Yep.
furious that Mum was going. Hey, to be fair, he does have some neurodiversity issues.
Yep.
Photographic memory, though. Remember the numbers of the credit card.
Wow. That is
Yes,
brilliant.
Yes.
Yep.
So
Sorry,
he,
continue.
knowing and he suffers from some separation anxiety, so he's quite dependent on his mum, but she's just trying to have a few days off, presumably. And so she's leaving early the next morning. The kid, knowing she's leaving early, leaves earlier. He made his own way to the airport, got there first. He's bought himself a ticket, gets through security, gets on board. The mum, blithely oblivious, and then she's at the airport. The dad rings and says,
Lost
first of
him.
all, he said, all's good.
Oh.
It's fine, he's fast asleep, but he must have done the old
Pillows
pillows
under the Dina number.
Yeah.
Hey, who hasn't
and
done
then
that?
before the flight leaves, the dad realised, oh, he's not here, rings, and the mum's like, okay, see ya, and she hops on the flight and goes. Unbeknownst, she doesn't realise the kid is on the flight at the same time.
That's amazing.
Isn't it?
Incredible.
Yeah.
He memorised. Okay, you are the type of person who would know their credit card.
I do know
nine
my
numbers.
credit.
Is there 9 numbers? How many
no,
numbers?
12.
12 numbers.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know all of them.
Do you know?
Yeah.
No, you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, it's 4 lots of 4.
Yes, 4.
Oh, sorry,
four.
that's 16. 16.
Okay.
16.
Yes, David. Any ideas?
Nah, none
It
at all.
saved me once knowing my credit card number because I had bought a plane ticket on an airline that we're leaving from Singapore going to, I don't know, I'm going to say Cambodia or something
Yep,
like that.
yep.
And so this particular airline, when you checked in, you had to produce the card that you had booked that ticket with.
Yeah, that's right.
But in the meantime, my card had been lost or stolen or anyway, whatever, cut up, whatever it was, and I'd been issued a new one with a different number. And they said, you need to produce that card. And I said, well, I don't have it anymore. And they're like, but you have to. Like, we can't. And then, so then at check-in, they said, oh, talk to the people at the gate. And so when I got to the gate, they're like, we need to see
Credit
the
card
card.
number,
And I
yeah.
said, well, I don't have it. So there must be a process. And then they just look blank at me. And the plane is boarding, right? And I said, I reckon I can tell you the number. And she looks at me like, okay. And I wouldn't have used this card for several months. And I just reeled it off, or every single number exactly. And she just went, yep, no problem. Off
That is amazing. That is amazing.
Thank you.
You've always been good at regaling stories and stuff that we've read for the. Is that the right word, by the way?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Did you think it was the right word, Dave?
Not really.
So what you're saying is I can read a story and then regurgitate the facts? Is that what you're saying?
word
Yeah.
by word. Do you know your driver's license number,
Yes.
David?
Yeah, no, I do know that.
I'm going to write it down
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
I do know that.
Amy, do you know yours?
Why would you?
Yeah.
Well, again, I think it's 8 numbers. Is that right
mine.
Yeah.
now? Yeah, okay. She's got her straight away.
I know mine.
I thought it was
I'm writing it
magical because Tony Modger was the first person. The cops pulled us over one day when I was with him, and they said he just rolled off his number, checked it
Yeah.
out, and they walked off, come back, no worries, away you go. And I thought that is magical. You know, getting back to the credit card thing for a second. My wife doesn't remember a thing. Does not remember a thing. She couldn't tell you where the car keys are this morning. First thing up, she wouldn't know. She wouldn't have a clue. And during the day that I'm home with her, she would come up to me about 5 times a day and go, "Can you ring my phone? I can't remember where I put it down."
Yeah.
But she can tell you the credit card number. Isn't that frightening?
Makes sense, though.
That is so
I
frightening.
mean, technology's making us forget though, because it's much easier. You don't have to, my laptop, I just have to use my fingerprint and it automatically inputs the
True.
credit card numbers and things like that. So I have to work a little bit harder because I'm not using it all the time.
You know your mum and dad's home phone
Oh,
number?
it's been the same the whole time.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
Me too.
so
You
I
too?
remember mine from
Mum?
when I was a kid.
Yeah.
years ago, the 2 numbers were added to the front of it.
Yep.
But it's been the same the whole time. Yeah. Do you?
Yes, still know the
Yeah.
oldies. And I only know my brother's old number, which he had for about, I guess 20 years as a mobile number. That's it. I couldn't tell you anyone else's.
We're in trouble. We're in trouble if we lose our phones, aren't we?
The Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
We're joined by the host of a brand new show. It's coming to the ABC. It kicks off on Easter Monday.
Oh, hello. Lock in.
At 6:30 on the ABC. It's called Claire Hooper's House of Games. So somewhat appropriately, the host is Claire Hooper. She joins us now. Hoops, hello. Oh, come on, Dave. What are you doing? Hello.
Hey, we got you now.
Hoops.
Our boss Dave is paneling for us this
Yeah,
morning,
just
Hoops. It's gone
randomly.
sideways.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. You're doing a good job, Dave.
Thank you. They never say that.
You're very
'Cause I'm not
encouraging.
really.
Hey, Claire, when I was having a look at the promo, I didn't realise you're doing it 5 nights a week, mate. This is insane.
Isn't it wild? 10 weeks of 5 nights a week. What a dream. Imagine working 5 days a week. You couldn't imagine
No,
it.
you couldn't. You couldn't even. Did they get you with the check out this new show? You would have seen it from the UK, which Natalie
Yes.
alluded to
Yep.
before. And then afterwards, once you signed on, then they told you it was 5 nights a week.
No. Oh, my gosh. I don't think you got me pegged all wrong. I love working hard. Like, as in, I'm stoked to get heaps and heaps of work. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in, the normal job, it's like, here's a TV show, it's 6 episodes. I'll just get used to it and it'll be over.
Yeah,
50
true.
episodes? Yes,
50.
please.
Yes.
50.
But also, you've been doing a show at the Melbourne Comedy Festival as well?
Yeah, I am tired.
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
You've taken on a lot, Claire Hooper, you know what I mean?
We were really lucky. I came over, did Perth Fringe,
Yeah.
did Adelaide Fringe, and then got home from Adelaide, filmed 50 episodes in a couple of weeks, and then the following week started Melbourne. So at least it hasn't been overlapping, but I am, I'm ready to sit down at 6:30 every night and watch a great new TV show, I reckon,
Yes.
rather than going to work.
Perfect.
God. Well, you got no chance because school holidays begin today, I think, too. So that's just another another whammy for you.
Life doesn't let up, does it?
Just a quick question, Claire. Is everything okay?
Yeah, it is. Thank you. I sound mad, but I did. I mean, I did a couple of shows last night, so I'm fine. I'm giddy, mate. I'm fine. And let me tell you,
Yes.
Giddy is how we get by sort of Thursday, Friday of every week on the show. Like, by the time the same group of 4 celebrities is filming the last show, everyone has lost their minds. It's a wonderful thing to behold.
Sounds
Yeah.
like our show, really, Nat, doesn't it?
Is that the way it works? You have the same celebrities on for the whole week? Is that the...
Yes.
The
Let me
gist?
explain how it works.
Yes,
It's
please.
absolutely adorable. It is a cozy little ABC studio, and we get 4 celebrities in, and I make them play games that confuse them. Like, some people are really good at them, and some people cannot get them and spend 5 episodes being confused, which is a delight, right?
Yes.
We love it. So the same 4... we get a winner every night, and they get to take a little prize home. But at the end of the week, whoever's accrued the most points over the week gets the trophy. So they're really playing for the prize on Friday.
Yep.
But you get there'll be people who are absolute trash at it, but they'll just win one night, and you can just see that it allows them to hold their heads high.
There's encouragement awards along the way, is what you're saying. That's what I'm
Basically,
hearing,
yeah.
yes.
Claire,
Yeah.
can you tell us about the different games? Because my understanding it's a quiz show. Richard Olsen's a guy from the UK.
Osman. Yep.
Osman.
Yep.
Who
Yeah.
hosts it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what
yeah.
kind of different games do you kind of play?
Okay, let me see. So,
Yep.
for example, Rhyme Time is a game where there's 2 short clues. Sometimes one of them's just a picture clue.
Yep.
The answers have to rhyme. So, for example, the 2 answers might be toucan, Jackie Chan. So you're gonna you're buzzing in and you're trying to answer 2 questions at once, and if
Yes.
they don't rhyme, you've probably got one wrong.
Yes.
And there's one. Look, here's one of my absolute favourites. It's where each of the celebrities has an iPad, and I'm asking questions that have 4-word answers. They just have to write the word that sits in their spot on the line, and so you're meant to get like a 4-word song title, and someone will stuff it, and it makes me cry with laughter when you get like, what was Kylie Minogue's hit song? And it's like, We Boogie All Day or something, like just terrible,
Yeah, right.
terrible nonsensical answers. I love it so much. So, yes, it's sort
Okay,
of
cool.
trivia, but there's also a bit of acrobatics in it.
Yeah. Love
Yeah,
it.
Sean wants to know, is there any arm wrestling? Otherwise, he's not coming on.
Sean, it's not technically arm wrestling. I mean, maybe we just need to invent a new game for
Yeah.
people like you who don't like words.
Things more
People who speak
physical,
with
shall
their
we
body.
say?
Yeah.
Yes,
I'm not sure if I don't like words. I'm not sure if words like me, Nat. And you've worked with me for a long time. Because I make stuff up.
Sometimes the words are a surprise to all of us when they come out. Who of your guests, who's the one that surprised you with their ability to be able to play some of these games?
Okay, look, that's a really good question. I feel the biggest surprise. Okay, the biggest
Yep.
surprise, but I feel like this might be a bit of a niche name. Do you know comedian Zoe Coombs-Mars?
I do, yes, yeah.
She's chaos. She's ADHD and can't. She came on and she went, "I hate games," and then was
And just nailed them all.
uncomfortably good at them. So you know, like, yeah. The real surprises were a few people where you're like, well, this person's going to be brilliant, and then they tanked.
Was that Bob Murphy?
Bob Murphy, I was
perchance?
thinking
Bob
Bob Murphy.
did tank.
He's-
I thought, broadcaster, like very articulate.
Yeah, very
intelligent
articulate.
man, does live radio every morning. Could not put an answer together. Gosh, I love him so much.
He's so great. He's so great,
That's
Bob.
really, what a dream gig. So we've got 10 weeks of it to look forward to. Every night. I like the fact that it's every night. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's just
Continuity.
And 6:30 is that time where, you know, if you might have seen some news already, or you're just winding down. You just want to not have to think too much. You just want a little bit of fun, bit of lightness.
Yeah, agree.
It's nice to have that on our tellies, Claire.
Thank you. And can I tell you, my 9-year-old watched an app with me. I got a preview app, and she watched. And she laughed a lot, and she also couldn't have loved herself more when she got a question before the celebrities.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
So that's a
Something
little
for the
treat
kids
you.
to really get into.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, good luck. I'm sure it's going to be hit. So Easter Monday is the very first night, and then Monday to Friday every night at 6:30 on the ABC, or you can catch it on iView as well. And good luck with the rest of your run at the Melbourne International Comedy Festival, and good luck with the
Thanks,
school
best friend.
holidays.
Thanks,
Thank
Hoops.
you.
We love you.
Get some sleep.
Thanks, Ruddy.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast. It's the Nathan, Nat, and Sean podcast.
Dave, you've been on Reddit, I hear.
I've been on Reddit.
Are you a regular on Reddit?
Yeah, I quite like it. In fact, you know what? When I Google stuff, I will Google, say I'm looking for Perth's best Vietnamese. I'll put Reddit at the end of it. A little tip. Put Reddit at the end because then you get all the discussion about it. It's actually better than just Googling it. and getting-
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. People give their
Little
opinions.
tip. Anyway.
Dave,
I love a barn me, so we'll come back to that later on.
Dave's internet tips. Thank you. What have
Anyway,
you found?
The one that I saw was, I didn't even know this is a thing, but Amy's been explaining that it is a thing. So schools send out notifications. They've all got this app these days.
Yeah, they have. Individual schools
So
got their
you
app.
get it
So,
as well?
yeah, you get
Yeah.
passwords, you set up your own thing.
Right.
Back in my day, the school communicated with you when you were really little by just pinning a note to your shirt and sending you home on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
When you were
Yes,
kids, so that
yes.
you didn't lose the
So you
note.
didn't lose a note, and then so you get off the bus with it like a A4 piece of paper folded in half and safety pinned to your shirt.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, that's how they knew
That
it was
is
going
so
home.
effective.
I know.
Why did we ever go away from that?
Anyway, back to technology.
I think this works better, Sean. By the
Okay.
way. Someone's put on the Perth Reddit, loving this announcement from my local primary school, and they've put up a notification. Is this the most passive-aggressive note you've ever received from your primary school? Okay, the headline is, "Thank you."
Oh, that's nice. How's
Lovely,
that passive
lovely.
aggressive?
Then it goes on to the message. Thank you to the 6 out of 500 families who brought in flowers today for our Anzac wreaths.
6.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
6 out of 500 is not a great return.
it's a bit passive-aggressive.
Yeah, a little bit, because then it doesn't sound like they really are thanking.
It doesn't,
It sounds like they're having a crack at the other 494 families to me. When was bringing flowers to school for an Anzac Day wreath making exercise a thing? Did
Plus,
you
the
ever-
kids are on school holidays as well, aren't they?
Yeah,
In
yeah.
that period of time.
And someone did
Oh, yeah, when Anzac Day is, yeah.
Someone commented further down saying they got 2 days notice to do the flowers. That doesn't
Okay.
seem like much either.
I mean, these
Nah.
days, not many people even have flowers in their garden.
No.
Like,
No, they don't anymore. No.
Hey, there's another
Yeah,
comment that I loved was someone did comment and stop making sending the kids to school a job. I have a full-time work. Stop
Yeah.
asking me to do things.
Yeah.
Sean, does it happen all the time?
I get a lot of emails from both kids that are still at school at the moment with requests from the school. But I mean, I let Megan read them most of the time. But when they were in primary school, I know that they need helpers all the time, particularly at the state
Yes,
schools, which
okay.
our kids went to.
So you did the reading helper or something. What didn't you do
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
that one
I
time?
did.
You had to be the classroom helper.
Yes.
And you didn't know the answers to anything.
What was the word again?
Was it principal?
Principal or principal? You know,
Yeah.
getting it on right.
No?
What I didn't really. Nat,
I had to explain it to him.
explain it to me. These two. Well, you spell them the same. Well, in my mind, you
don't spell them the same.
But yes, you don't spell
No,
them the
because
same.
they're two separate words.
But when it comes to sports carnivals and stuff like that, they need parents to help out. And Amy's probably in a really good point for kids at primary school at the moment, Ames. You get a few of these emails yourself, and it seems like it is a small amount of families who carry the load
Shoulder
for everyone
the
else.
burden. Yeah.
For people like me.
Which I understand. People have parents have full-time jobs.
Yeah, that's right.
Mums and dads are working full-time now. So
They must love you because you knock off work. I mean, you've got the afternoon free, I suppose.
yeah,
Even though you're
never the morning.
mentally and physically exhausted. But
Correct.
it's, they would say, oh, Amy can do
Yeah,
this.
you
She's
kind of
home.
feel a little bit responsible or like obliged to put
Yeah.
your hand up and go, I'm around.
Yeah.
I've done my job for the day. I can come and help and lend a hand.
I know. But it's a heavy lifting by a few.
But by
as the email
same few
stated.
parents.
Yes.
Yes.
So there's the
same
helping
faces.
out. That's
Yeah.
one thing. What about all the things that you have to do something for the kid for something they're doing at school? So, I know I've heard a lot of parents complain about Harmony Day because it requires an orange. They have to wear orange to school.
Correct.
And orange isn't readily available in shops that often. And never seems to be whenever Harmony Day is. It's just not there.
No.
Yeah, and especially when the Netherlands are playing in the World Cup. Good luck getting an orange shirt.
Exactly. There's a lot of going to school in Scorchers merch, I imagine.
That's another thing.
So it doesn't feel like it can be a little bit relentless as far as, this week they've got to do something for that, and this week they've got to bring flowers for the wreath making.
Yeah and no. I think it depends on the time of year. So
Yes.
around book week, I think there's a lot and you're like,
Of course,
I've
book
got
week.
book week, I've got this, I've got that. This is coming up.
Yeah.
They're wanting us to do that. It can be.
Yes, like a
at
full-time
times.
job.
Yeah.
We want to know if you've had one of these requests and you're like, I can't even do it. I cannot produce a costume that is, an ant who's a ballerina. I just, because either the school is demanding it of you or the kid doesn't tell you about it until the very last minute. That's another ripper. It's a combination.
Well, we
isn't
know
it?
there's the ones where we just need you to help with, as I said
Yes.
earlier on, packing up school carnivals and stuff. But we want to see the
And
ones
the
that are a
school
bit
fake-
off centre.
The school fake,
School
the things
fake.
you might be requested to do
Can
for
you
the
help me with
fake.
the dunking machine?
Oh.
No, I'm busy.
Nathan, Nat, and Sean in podcast form.
We know this might have struck a chord because we won't name her, but one of our staff members just burst into the studio and regaled us for the entirety of that song about the requirements that she's expected to do and that her husband is expected to do for their kids at school.
And she's got more than a full-time job.
More than a full-time job.
More than a full-time
and,
job.
her husband works from home, which she said is the godsend. But, it involved an Easter raffle, so having to buy the tickets but also provide the things that go into the...
Yeah, you're surprising. Yeah, you're supplying the prizes, but then also buying the tickets to be in for the prize
Why don't
that
I
you
just
bought.
keep those eggs?
Exactly.
Marilyn's in Mallaloo. Hello.
Good morning.
Oh,
Hey, Marilyn.
look, what was required, Marilyn? What did you have to do for the school?
Oh, look, it was a Christmas play. And my niece, I was looking after my niece at the time, and she goes, Auntie Maz, I need a costume. And I said, well, when? Oh, tomorrow.
Ah,
I thought, oh, what the? And I said, okay. So I got a white sheet, cut a hole in
Yep.
it. I said, come here, put it over her.
Perfect.
And went into the closet, got a wire hanger.
Yep.
And bent it so it could sit round her neck and over her head and wrapped a bit of Christmas tinsel. And
Yep,
I said,
perfect.
there you go.
Nailed it.
There you go, little Natasha. Hope you have a lovely day. Oh, I'm a bad auntie. Aren't
No,
I?
you
But
nailed it.
anyway,
That's exactly what was required. And at short notice, you managed to do it. Don't beat yourself
it was
up.
short.
very short notice,
Yeah.
you know, no notice at all, just
Yeah.
Maz. She
Yeah.
thought I was the wonderful aunt that could do anything.
Yeah.
And
And
I
you
could,
did.
I could probably, but yeah, no effort required.
Yeah. Did any kid lose an eye from the coat hanger situation?
No,
No, then you did it. Then you nailed it.
Yeah, I guess. But, you know, she might look back in years' time and say, gee, you went to, you know.
How old is she now, Marilyn?
She's 30.
Yeah, okay. We've got her on the other line. No.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
She loves your show.
After 8, we're doing bad aunties.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
She's got a few stories to tell.
bad Auntie Marilyn.
Thanks, bad Auntie Mazzy. Not that bad at all. Courtney's in Inaloo. Hello.
Hello.
Hey,
All right,
Courts.
Courts, talk to us. What was required of you as a parent?
So I just want to say, firstly, this starts way before school. It starts in daycare now, apparently.
Oh.
So, yeah, so having like a 1.5-year-old little boy is not ideal as it is because he's a rat bag and really cheeky. But throw in there working and then only 1 day's notice to get outfits sorted when you work.
What outfit did you have to throw together at short notice?
Oh, so there's been plenty. There's been like Christmas. There's been Harmony Day. There's been some days that I've never even heard of. And they're like, oh, you need to put them in pink. You need to put them in this. And I'm like, I've never even heard of these.
Yes.
And yeah, if
Yeah.
I had all this free time, I probably wouldn't have my child in daycare.
Correct.
Because I'd be looking
There's a
after
reason
myself.
they're at daycare, isn't there?
Exactly. You've got no
Exactly.
time, Courtney.
Courtney, I can remember a friend of mine sent her kid to daycare when she wasn't yet walking, right?
Okay.
So she is a baby. And they're like, as they sent a note home saying about the costume required for the Christmas performance. And like, she's a baby. They had to dress her like a chicken as a baby. So the babies would be put in their like chairs or little bumpers or whatever, and they would be dressed like chickens while all the other kids danced around them. And so she had to she sent her with like a rubber glove thing on
yeah,
her
on her
head.
head, of course,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's like she was just looking at me going, she's a baby. She doesn't know what's happening at all. And she still had to do it. So feel your pain, Courtney. That's shocking.
Hey, Courtney, just quickly, what happens if you don't do this? What happens if you
Nothing happens, but you kind of feel guilty when you walk in and drop your kid off and everyone else is stressed out.
And your
Yeah.
name's on the bad parent list? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on the board. They write your name on the board under
alongside Sean
bad
McManus.
parent.
Thank
Courtney,
you.
that's, oh God, that starts before school. That's horrifying. Alicia's in Armidale. Hello.
Morning.
Hi, Alicia.
Right, Alicia, what has the school asked of you?
So my girls were also in daycare/kindy. I had a 2 and a 3-year-old, and last year I think they had well over a dozen celebrations, just like the previous caller. But we also had Teddy Bear Picnic Day, bring in a teddy bear, pajamas. We had celebrations for other things like St. Patrick's Day and the Indian holiday color.
Yep.
So for everything, crazy hair day. But we were kind of known as the family you could always count on because I always went really big for these holidays.
Did you?
But I also teach as well.
Alicia, I'm just going to put it out there. You're part of the problem, you know, because
12
you're
events.
setting these unbelievable expectations for other parents to have to follow.
It's what I do.
I know, it's hard not to
Yeah,
sometimes,
those-
isn't
those
it?
people, there's so many of them.
Yeah, and if it comes
And I do
naturally,
appreciate you.
if it comes naturally to you, like of course you're going to do it. But if you're then like Marilyn, just whipping together costumes with coat hangers and tinsel, you just go, oh, this is hard to compete with the Alicias of the world, isn't it?
Absolutely. Hey, Alicia, school holidays for you, my friend?
Yes. One more day.
One more day.
Just got to
Okay.
get through today, Alicia. You've earned a quiet tipple this evening.
This is a podcast of Nathan, Nat, and Sean. Nathan, Nat, and Sean, and the podcast.
It's my son Cooper's birthday today, 11th of April.
Happy birthday, Coop.
Yeah, happy birthday. Won't be up. I'm not sure what time we get up today, but I'd imagine just after 10. Then he'll have brunch, and then he'll have lunch with someone, and then he's got dinner with us, and then he's going out after that, and then he's got another function on tomorrow, and then on Sunday.
19, yeah?
Yep, and I'm at that age. He's at that age where we had to try to work out how we were allowed to fit into
where
his
you fit
schedule.
into his birthday schedule.
Yeah, until I said, man, this is not how it works. It's his birthday. He can come out for dinner with us, and then he can work his mates out after that.
Have you
know?
forgotten what it's like to be 19?
Of course I have. But the one thing you always talk about is, is presents and also going out for dinner. And I was trying to make sure the costs are as low as possible.
So does he go, because it's his birthday, does he get to choose where the family goes for dinner?
Well, generally, but his thing would be no boo or something that's going to cost me an arm and a leg. So there's a few
He's
altercations.
got champagne taste on his dad's budget.
100%. So anyway, we're all going out for dinner just in South Fremantle tonight, and that'll be nice to all catch up. But it's a different time of year. Amy's youngest
Son,
James,
turned 6
yesterday.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay. So
we're a day apart.
How
Yeah.
did you manage to fit into his busy birthday schedule?
It was tough going that.
So we know what Cooper wants for a 19th birthday.
Yeah.
What was James's expectations of his birthday?
So for dinner, he didn't even ask, to be fair. There was no question.
So you had a party for him on Sunday just
on
gone?
the weekend.
Yep.
And then we had grandparents over last night for dinner.
Yep.
And I said to him, what would you like for dinner?
Yep.
Because Dad had organised a roast,
Yeah.
of which James would not eat.
Right.
Okay.
And I thought, well, that's...
It's your birthday.
Yes, it's your birthday.
I'm not making 2 meals, right?
No. Yeah.
So I said, come on, what are we going to have? And he said, tacos.
Great.
I'm
Great
like,
choice.
done. Sorted. Tacos it is. Present-wise...
Yes.
Oh, yeah, this is great.
Yeah. He likes playing armies and stuff like this.
Yeah.
Of course.
And so I went to Temu
Yeah.
and spent probably a whole lot of $45 on a few bits and pieces.
What's his favourite thing of all?
What's his favourite? I was
This
gonna
is
say
a
that.
delightful
Parents-
little 6-year-old boy.
Everyone's going to judge me.
What
They're
is-
not. No, we all
What
do the
is?
same.
We're going to judge him. What's his favourite present that you got him?
The Squid Games outfit.
Have you let him watch Squid Game?
No, he's not seen the
No.
series. However, on YouTube, you can
See the games.
He's
he
seen
can
videos
see
about
videos
it without actually watching, so he doesn't
without watching it.
understand
And
the
he-
dire consequences of losing a Squid Game.
No, well, and he knows it's completely fake, and he pretends to be shot, and he puts it
Okay.
on like he's completely innocent.
He's
to the
role-playing,
whole
yes.
process of it. Yet
Yeah.
he's into it, and he just loves the costume, and so yeah.
So that was
last
his
night
favourite?
He was stressed up.
His Timo Squid Games costume.
Squid Games.
He's not going to play red light, green light with Charlotte.
No, I hope not. I hope not.
Yeah, that
And what
could
did
be-
you
could be messy.
have to do a cake for him? What did you do for a
Yeah.
cake?
So again, I asked him, "Are you happy with just some cupcakes from the local bakery?"
Yes.
Yep.
And he's like, I was like, "Do you want an ice cream cake?" And he's like, "Ice cream cake." I'm like, "Well done, mate.
This
That's
is- what a
Mummy's
win.
favourite. Love ice
That's
cream.
right.
Win, done, sorted. $14. So Sean, I spent probably about $60 on my son.
Yeah,
And
that
he's-
is brilliant.
And he's happy as.
When
You're
we go
not
to
gonna
Mum
get
and
away
Dad's
with that,
for-
are ya?
Yeah, well, there's a trillion kids, so when we go to Mum and Dad's for a birthday to celebrate, we will always pick up an ice cream cake from wherever Coles, Woolies, the
Yeah.
whole lot. And then my auntie Wendy or my sister-in-law Jodie, they do the best cheesecakes and or cakes. So they always pitch in.
Yeah.
Oh, would you like me to make my auntie Wendy all the time?
Yeah.
Would you like me to make an ice cream cake? And she just aims it at me generally because she's my mother.
Yeah. My sister-in-law makes an amazing cheesecake. So whenever it's there's anything, it's and she says, "Oh, do you want me to make a cheesecake?" The answer is immediately yes.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have.
That's the good stuff.
Well, happy birthday to James and to Cooper. They're 25 between them, so that's, that's super cute.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Sean podcast.
And there's some photos have emerged today of Jelly Roll and his 200 pounds. So that's
he's not-
nearly 100 kilos.
he was
weight
How's
loss.
a sushi roll?
Yes.
Healthy for you. No jelly in that. It's
I know.
200 pounds.
It's
He's
unbelievable.
lost a person.
Yeah.
So 2.2 pounds to every
kilo,
kilometre.
yeah, so it's-
a kilometre. So he's lost
Nearly 100
kg.
Nearly 100 kilos.
Yeah.
It's about 90.
Mate,
But,
what
yeah.
was it from? It was some medication.
Yeah,
or
so
something?
he's on one of the GLP-1 medications. And
Wow, have a look at him.
it is a great advertisement for it because he has made some significant changes to his health there. It's
Wow.
actually amazing.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Totally
He's like
different
half the
cat.
man he used to be. It's
Literally. That'll be his next song.
Nathan, Nat and Sean is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.